Hello guys, this is Sir Mars and you are watching Lectures ni Sir Mars. So sa video na ito, ang ating topic is about statics of rigid bodies, general principles. So ituturo natin dito kung ano yung mga general principles ng statics of rigid bodies. Okay? So unang gawin natin guys ay i-define muna natin ano ba yung engineering mechanics. Okay? So yung engineering mechanics is the branch of the physical science that is concerned with the state of rest or motion of bodies that are subjected to the action of forces. Okay, so yung engineering mechanics guys is categorized into three. So meron tayong tinatawag na rigid body mechanics, meron tayong tinatawag na deformable body mechanics, and the fluid mechanics. So unahin muna natin yung fluid mechanics. So yung fluid mechanics is yung basic na mga principles ng hydraulics. Okay? So, separate lamang ito guys na subject, no? So, ito ay mga basic na mga principles para sa hydraulics kasi yung hydraulics ay application ng fluid mechanics. So, bali guys, no? Ito ay tungkol sa mga fluids. Ibig sabihin, ito ay tungkol sa mga liquids and gases. Okay? So, next is the deformable body mechanics. Yung deformable body mechanics is, ang iba pang tawag dito is yung strength of materials. So, ano ba yung pagkakaiba niya sa rigid body mechanics? So, yung rigid body mechanics, no, is divided into two, that is yung statics and yung dynamics. So, yung subject natin guys ay statics, okay? Yung rigid body mechanics guys, no, yung pagkakaiba niya sa deformable body mechanics is that yung rigid body mechanics, yung ating assumption sa mga bodies or sa mga elements ay rigid. Ibig sabihin, non-deformable. Ibig sabihin, hindi siya nagde-deform. Samantala, doon sa deformable body mechanics, no, ang ating assumption na doon ay nagdi-deform na yung mga body. So, mahalaga guys yung rigid body mechanics kasi nandito yung mga principles na gagamitin din natin para sa deformable. Kumbaga, one step at a time. So, i-assume muna natin na rigid yung ating mga bodies, hindi siya magdi-deform. Then afterwards, pag nalaman na natin yung ating mga principles, then mag-move na tayo to deformable body mechanics. That means i-assume na natin doon na deformable yung mga body. Okay? So again guys, no, sabi nga natin kanina, yung rigid body mechanics is divided into two. That is statics and dynamics. So yung statics, it deals with the equilibrium of bodies. That is those that are either at rest or move with a constant velocity. So take note guys, no, na yung statics, no, ibig sabihin dito ay equilibrium. Yung ating mga body or system of forces ay equilibrium. Ibig sabihin, maaaring hindi siya gumagalaw or gumagalaw siya pero constant yung kanyang velocity. Yung dynamics naman is concerned with the accelerated motion of bodies. Dito, gumagalaw yung ating object or gumagalaw yung ating body. So, ibig sabihin, meron tayo ditong unbalanced force, no? Kasi merong acceleration. So, merong acceleration. So, anyway, itong subject na dynamics is a separate na subject. So, this is dynamics of rigid bodies, no? So, I think yung ibang mga universities ay sa ibang semester nito dinidiscuss or yung iba is sinasabay sa statics of rigid bodies. Okay? So, again, yung ating subject dito ay statics of rigid bodies. Statics deals with the equilibrium of bodies, that is, those that are either at rest or move with a constant velocity. Okay? So, eto ngayon guys, yung historical development ng statics or ng engineering mechanics. So, the subject of statics developed very early in history because its principles can be formulated simply from measurements of geometry and force. Okay? So, marami ay yung mga nag-contribute para sa development ng engineering mechanics, okay, or ng statics. Yung una na doon si Archimedes noong 287 to 212 BC. Then si Galileo Galilei 1564 to 1642. Then si Isaac Newton 1642 to 1727. Okay? So ano ba yung contribution ni Archimedes? So si Archimedes, yung kanyang mga writings deal with the principles of the lever, which is may kinalaman siya sa ating rigid body mechanics or sa engineering mechanics. Okay? Next is kay Galileo Galilei. He contributed to the principles of dynamics through his work experiments using pendulums and falling bodies. Okay? And last ay si Isaac Newton. He formulated the three fundamental laws of motion and the law of universal gravitational attraction. So, itong si Isaac Newton, guys, yung kanya yung may pinakamalaking contribution kasi ito yung pinaka-basis ng engineering mechanics at ng lahat ng mga structural subjects na sumusunod sa engineering mechanics. Okay? Sige. So, dito tayo, guys, sa idealization. So, pag sinabi natin idealization, it means modeling. So, paano nga ba natin mamomodel or ma-idealize yung ating system of forces? So, models or idealizations are used in mechanics in order to simplify applications of the theory. Okay? So, ito yung mga kailangan nating tandaan sa pagka-idealize. So, pag sinabi natin particle, meaning it has a mass but a size that can be neglected. When a body is idealized as a particle, the principles of mechanics reduce to a rather simplified form since the geometry of the body will not be involved in the analysis of the problem. So, pag nag-analyze tayo, guys, no, tapos merong sinabi sa problem na particle, ibig sabihin, kakonsider natin yung mass, pero yung kanyang size, gano'n man siya kalaki, ay ine-neglect natin. Okay? Next is yung rigid body. So, pag sinabi natin rigid body, it can be considered as a combination of a large number of particles in which all the particles remain at a fixed distance from one another. So, sinabi ko na to kanina, guys, no, yung ibig sabihin ng rigid body is that non-deformable. Ibig sabihin, hindi siya nagde-deform. Which is actually, hindi siya nag-i-exist talaga, guys, no, kasi lahat naman ng mga bagay or lahat ng mga elements, mga structural elements dito sa mundo ay nagde-deform. Gaano man yan kaliit. Yung ibang mga bagay, kasi example steel, no, it is deformable, pero maaaring hindi lamang natin nakikita yung kanyang deformation. Tapos another example is concrete. So, yung concrete is also deformable. Maaaring hindi lamang natin nakikita yung kanyang deformation. So, again, no, pag sinabi natin deformation dito, is to yung pag-deflect, no? Pag-deform ng any point ng ating structural member. So, for example, guys, no, meron tayong slab. So, sa second floor ng ating bahay, meron tayong concrete na slab. So, pag kumakyat tayo ng ating second floor, so, sinasabi natin na, uy, walang deformation kasi hindi naman natin nakikita na nagde-deflect siya. Pero, yung totoo niyan, merong deformation, pero hindi lamang nakikita ng ating naked eye. Kasi masyadong maliit yung deformation para mapansin ng ating mga mata. So, next is the concentrated force. So, again, nasa idealization pa rin tayo na topic, guys, no? So, concentrated force represents the effect of a loading which is assumed to act at a point on a body. Okay? So, example, guys, no, is itong nakikita natin. So, meron tayo ditong wheel ng isang tren, okay, or a train wheel, okay. So yung wheel ng isang tren, no, ay nakadikit sa riles ng tren dito sa point na to. So ibig sabihin, yung load natin galing sa tren is nag-a-act dito sa may point na to ng riles, okay. So, bale, this is considered a concentrated force. So, kapag merong isang body tapos dumikit sa isa pang body at a single point or minimal na point, then pwede natin siyang i-consider as a concentrated na force. Tapos, itong release ng tren, no, is considered to be a rigid body, no, kasi hindi natin makikita yung kanyang deformation, no. Hindi natin makikita na magdi-deflect siya, pero magdi-deflect siya kapag pinatong dyan yung tren, di ba? So, ganun. So, rigid body siya. Okay? Then, of course, itong wheel ng tren can be considered a particle, no? Kasi hindi natin kailangan yung kanyang size para ma-analyze natin itong system of forces. So, ibig sabihin, negligible yung size ng wheel. No, pwede lamang natin i-consider yung kanyang mass, pero yung kanyang size can be neglected, no? When analyzing the problems. Again, that is idealization. So, dito tayo, guys, no, i-discuss muna natin yung 3 laws of motion ni Isaac Newton. Okay? Kasi sabi ko nga kanina, itong laws of motion ni Isaac Newton, ito yung basis ng engineering mechanics. Ito yung basis ng principles ng engineering mechanics. Okay? So, engineering mechanics is formulated on the basis of Newton's 3 laws of motion, the validity of which is based on experimental observation. Okay? So, una is yung first law, which is the law of inertia. Then we have the second law, which is the law of acceleration, and the third law, which is the law of action-reaction. Okay? So, dito muna tayo, guys, sa first law. Ang sabi sa first law, a particle originally at rest or moving in a straight line with constant velocity tends to remain in this state provided the particle is not subjected to an unbalanced force. Okay? So, for example, guys, meron tayong particle, tapos we have forces na nag-a-act dyan sa particle. So, in this figure, we have F1, F2, at saka F3. So, masasabi nating equilibrium yung ating particle kapag after mag-act nung tatlong forces na yan ay hindi siya gagalaw. Okay? So that means equilibrium. Or maaaring gumagalaw siya initially, so ibig sabihin gagalaw pa din siya at a normal na velocity. So kung ano yung initial na velocity niya, ganun pa din yung kanyang velocity after mag-act ng tatlong forces. So equilibrium din ang tawag doon. So that is the law of inertia. So we will consider that throughout the statics, no? The statics of rigid body na subject. So dito tayo guys sa second law, which is the law of acceleration. So ang sabi sa law of acceleration, a particle acted upon by an unbalanced force F experiences an acceleration A that has the same direction as the force and a magnitude that is directly proportional to the force. Okay? So, bali guys, no, yung ibig sabihin ng acceleration is that, okay, magkaiba ito dito sa ating first na law of inertia, although merong case dito na maaaring gumalaw. Again, no, ulitin lamang natin guys, no. Yung sa law of inertia, yung particle is maaaring at rest, hindi siya gagalaw, or gumagalaw siya at a constant velocity. Ibig sabihin ng constant velocity guys, ay hindi nag-i-increase or nagdi-decrease yung velocity. Dito sa second law, which is the law of acceleration, dito gumagalaw yung object, pero nag-i-increase or nagdi-decrease yung ating velocity. Ibig sabihin, maaaring bumibilis siya or bumabagal. So, magkaiba yung first law at saka yung second law. Okay? So, ayun, itong second law naman guys, is gagamitin natin siya sa dynamics of rigid bodies. Okay? So, dito tayo guys sa third law, which is the law of action-reaction. The mutual forces of action and reaction between two particles are equal, opposite, and collinear. Okay, so example. So, we have these two particles. So, particle A at saka si particle B. So, sabihin natin guys na itong dalawang particle na to ay in equilibrium. Okay? So, pag sinabi natin equilibrium, ibig sabihin maaaring hindi siya gumagalaw, again, or maaaring gumagalaw siya at a constant velocity. So, para masabi natin na equilibrium, ibig sabihin lahat ng mga forces dapat natin dito must be in equilibrium. So, for example, mayroon tayong force sa may A, so nag-act siya kay particle A. So, ibig sabihin, dahil nga si particle A ay papuntang particle B, so para hindi gumalaw si particle B, hindi dapat mag-react siya ng same na amount ng force, that is F. So, this is the law of action-reaction. So, mag-act si F kay A, so para hindi gumalaw si B, ay magre-react siya ng parehong amount ng force F. Okay? So ito ay gagamitin natin to guys, no, itong third law sa lahat ng ating mga principles sa pagsosolve ng statics of rigid bodies na problem. So dito tayo guys sa units of measurement na gagamitin natin, no, para sa mga problems ng statics of rigid bodies. Okay? So meron tayo guys dalawang units of measurement, that is the SI or International System of Unit and the FPS or the US customary. Ang ibig sabihin guys ng FPS is foot, pound, second. Okay? So sa length, ang ating gagamitin sa SI ay naka-meter, okay, or kilometer, okay? Then sa FPS is naka-feet or naka-foot, okay? Then sa time, parehong seconds yun. Wala naman kasing English or SI sa time. Parehong seconds, ayun, minutes and hour. Then sa mass, no, kilogram yung ating gagamitin sa SI and slugs naman yung ating gagamitin sa FPS. Take note of the unit na slug, no? That is pound, second squared per foot. Then para naman sa force, Newton yung ating gagamitin sa SI or that is kilogram meter per square seconds and pound naman para sa FPS. So take note guys, no, na sa lahat ng mga problems natin dito, yung ating gagamitin na acceleration due to gravity ay 9.81 meter per square seconds para sa SI yun and 32.2 feet per square seconds para sa FPS. Pwede nyo tandaan guys itong ating mga conversion of unit. Pwede nyo itong magamit kapag nagsosolve kayo ng mga problem. Sa force, for example, 1 pound is equal to 4.448 newtons. Then sa mass, is yung 1 slug is 14.59 kilograms. And sa length, 1 foot is 0.3048 meters. So ayun guys, no, itong mga prefixes sa SI unit, no, ay pwede natin siya magamit lalo na kung malaki or masyado ng malaki or masyado ng maliit yung ating mga numbers na sinosolve, okay? So for example, giga, so yung ating symbol doon ay G, that is ibig sabihin nun times 10 to the 9th, okay? Or that is 1 billion. Kung mega, that means M yung ating symbol, times 10 raised to 6 yun or 1 million. Kung kilo, times 10 raised to 3, kilo yun, K, and then 1,000 ang ibig sabihin nun. Okay? Kung masyado namang maliit yung ating mga numero, pwede tayong gumamit dito ng milli, micro, at saka nano. That is, ang symbol natin dito is M para sa milli, mu para sa micro, that is times 10 to the negative 6, and nano, that is times 10 to the negative 9. So, ayun. So, pwede nyo magamit guys itong mga prefixes kung masyado ng malaki or masyado ng maliit yung ating mga sinosolve na mga numero. Ayun guys, no? So, that's it. Yun yung ating general principles ng statics of rigid bodies. See you in the next video.